Today, we're diving into the world of the birds of paradise. And yeah, we all know they're famous for their incredible displays. But what if I told you that their real show, their true beauty, is happening in a hidden dimension of light, a secret language that's completely invisible to you and me? We're about to pull back the curtain on a world of nanotechnology and biological light shows that will literally redefine what it means to see.
Okay, so take a look at this guy, a male bird of paradise. For centuries, we've been absolutely captivated by these creatures, their insane colors, their wild, elaborate dances. But what we're seeing here? This is just the tip of the iceberg. This whole spectacle isn't just for us. It's actually part of a much, much more complex and hidden visual conversation.
So what if this isn't just about pretty colors? What if it's actually about technology? I'm talking about nanotechnology woven into their feathers and a biological light show that almost seems to defy the laws of physics. We're about to unpack how these birds have evolved a visual communication system that is just, well, it's far more advanced than we ever could have imagined.
To really get what's going on with these brilliant colors, we first have to understand the black that's right next to them. And trust me, this is not just any old black. Scientists actually call it super black, and it's the perfect canvas for the whole spectacle.
Here's where it gets really cool. A normal black feather, it reflects a little bit of light, which gives it that kind of sheen. But the super black feathers on a bird of paradise, they have this incredible, unique microstructure that's basically a light trap. It absorbs over 99% of the light that hits it, creating an area of almost perfect, absolute darkness.
So, what's the point? Why go to all that evolutionary trouble to be so black? Well, it turns out it's not about the black at all. The research says it perfectly. These patches exaggerate the perceived brilliance of adjacent color patches. It's a perceptual trick, a way to hack the viewer's eye and make the colors next to it seem impossibly, unbelievably bright.
The effect is just stunning. The super black basically creates a visual black hole. It tricks our brains phantasmatically, and it makes the colorful parts look like they're glowing, like they're self-luminous, almost floating in space. It's an illusion, yeah, but it's an illusion created by some of the most advanced material science on the planet, and it's happening on a bird's wing. But believe it or not, this is just the beginning.
So on top of this super black canvas, these birds are basically painting with light that we can't even see. We're now stepping into the wild world of biofluorescence, a totally hidden channel of communication that adds a whole other layer to their incredible displays.
So, what in the world is biofluorescence? Well, it's a natural process where something absorbs light at one wavelength, like the high-energy UV or blue light from the sun, and then shoots it back out at a different, lower-energy wavelength, like a green or yellow. They aren't quite literally making their own light to pump up their signals.
And here it is. This is the big reveal. On one side, you see a male bird of paradise under normal light. On the other, that's the same bird, but under a blue light that triggers its fluorescence. And just look at that. Hidden patterns of brilliant green and yellow just pop out of nowhere. And the craziest part? These glowing patches are on the exact parts of the body they show off during their courtship dances. That is no coincidence.
Okay, so what about the females? Well, it turns out they fluoresce too, but their patterns are way more subtle. Instead of being on these big, flashy display feathers, it's usually part of the mottled pattern on their undersides. This suggests something fascinating. While the guys are using it to shout, "Look at me," the females might be using it for camouflage, helping them blend right into the dappled light of the forest.
And this isn't just some weird quirk found in one or two species, oh no. Researchers found that a whopping 37 out of the 45 known species of birds of paradise are biofluorescent. That's almost the entire family, which tells you this isn't an accident, it's a deeply important and widespread evolutionary strategy.
All right, so we've got these incredible signals, right? We have super black frames and glowing fluorescent highlights, but a signal is totally useless if no one can receive it. So that brings us to the most crucial question of all. What does this whole light show actually look like to another bird?
The difference between how we see the world and how a bird sees it, it's just staggering. We humans are what you call trichromats. We've got 3 types of cone cells for seeing color. Birds, on the other hand, are tetrachromats. They have 4 different cone types for color, plus a 5th, double cone, just for seeing motion. Their world is fundamentally, and almost unimaginably, more colorful than ours.
Let's geek out on this visual system for a second, because it's incredible. The bird's retina has 5 types of cones, all arranged in this perfectly ordered mosaic. And on top of that, they have these brightly colored little oil droplets that act like microscopic filters. This lets them fine-tune the light before it's even detected, giving them a level of color discrimination that is just
well, it's almost impossible for us to even wrap our heads around.
The best way to think about it is like this. Those little oil droplets are like having a whole set of professional-grade camera lenses and filters built directly into your eye. It's like having Photoshop filters in your eyeballs. They can block some colors and boost others, giving them a precision and color perception that we can only dream of.
So now we've got all the pieces of the puzzle. You see, these aren't just a few isolated tricks. They're all interconnected parts of a highly evolved, ridiculously sophisticated visual communication system. So let's put it all together and see the full picture. Okay, here's how the whole performance works, step by step. First, the male uses his super black feathers to create that perfect, high-contrast canvas. Second, his fluorescent patches soak up the blue and UV light from the forest canopy and blast it back out as a glowing green and yellow signal. Third, he does his incredible dance, carefully positioning his body so the female gets the absolute best view. And finally, the female's advanced tetrachromatic eyes, with all those filtering oil droplets, are perfectly tuned to pick up this enhanced, glowing, super high-contrast show.
And this quote right here, it just sums up the genius of the whole system perfectly. They are literally taking light from parts of the spectrum where their vision isn't great, like UV, and converting it into colors where their vision is sharpest. It's the perfect match. The signal being sent is precisely tuned for the eye that's receiving it. It's absolutely brilliant.
When you look at the birds of paradise, you realize that reality is, well, it's layered. There are entire channels of communication, whole worlds of color and light happening all around us, all the time, that we are completely blind to. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other hidden realities are out there, all around us, just waiting for the right eyes, or maybe the right technology, to finally see them?